This is another edition of Petz's Final Verdict.
Pokemon. It's a game series that has been massively popular for decades. While it's continued to be the biggest franchise on the planet, it's been pretty stagnant on its own evolution in terms of its gameplay. Who are you? I've never seen anyone dressed like you are. That's my girl voice. With the newest game in the franchise, that's changed. Not entirely, but there's a lot different here, and for my money, it's for the better. Pokemon Legends Arceus is heading in the direction of what we imagined Pokemon would be like when it finally became 3D. A big open world with Pokemon wandering about for you to see. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee did the Pokemon being in the world. Sword and Shield started to give us its open spaces with the wild area, more so in the Isle of Armor and Ground Tundra DLCs. Arceus has moved further forward and given you several large areas to explore. It's not a fully open world game, but more of a semi-open world, with you travelling to various regions via a map and then exploring those regions on foot, or on various Pokemon like Widear or Basque Legion, and more. The semi-open world structure is closest to another game series called Monster Hunter. The mechanics of catching Pokemon are also different in this too. Well, sort of. You can go about battling wild Pokemon and whittling them down to low health before throwing Pokeballs at them like you used to in previous games, though that will really work. If you are spotted by a Pokemon, there are a few ways they will react to your presence. Firstly, some are actually fine with you and just walk up to you and stick about for a little bit. Then you have Pokemon that will simply run away. And lastly, you have the ones that see you and think, you know what, I'll have a piece of him, and start attacking you with various attacks. Best way to catch a Pokemon before anything happens to you is to sneak up behind them, preferably in tall grass, and throw some food for them to eat. And chuck a Pokeball at the back of the Pokemon you want to catch. The good thing is you can get a good estimate on the catch success as you lock onto Pokemon and get a little icon that changes when it is more likely. The icon can also become a cross, which means the Pokemon cannot be caught outside of a battle. You need to be wary of Pokemon attacking you though. In this game, if your team get knocked out, you are still fine, but Pokemon attacking you will eventually knock you out. The screen will get dark around the edges as you take damage, and will go red and beep when you are down to your last hit, so be wary out in the fields. No! That was a shiny Drifloon! Wow! Oh, fuck! Do you see that fucking Yanma sneakily attack me? Cheeky bastard! When it comes to battling, I've had 3 wild Pokemon attack me at once. This can be rather tricky as you are only able to use one Pokemon at a time, which is surprising as double and triple battles have been part of the game series for several generations. On top of that, the abilities seem to have been removed from this game. I also believe weather doesn't have the same effects as previous games. But speaking of battles, this game has changed the way Pokemon turns happen. It's not a straight up, you attack, they attack, you attack, they attack, rinse and repeat. Pokemon now can have more than one attack in a row if their speed and the move speed is much higher than the opponent. It doesn't happen a lot if you use a normal style attack, but the game introduces Agile attacks. These attacks do lower damage but increase the speed of the attack. There are times that the Pokemon I've had has attacked 3 times in a row. There were times where an opposing enemy seemed to attack more than it seemed like it should, more so when the order of attacks showed on screen as them having one attack, and they hit me 3 times, though that didn't happen often to me. Along with agile attacks, this game introduces strong style attacks. This increases the power of the attack but reduces the speed. It'll mean you'll do more damage but at the risk of the opponent getting more attacks. It's more strategic than previous games as getting an agile attack in may give you a second turn to allow you to lower a Pokemon's health so you can try to catch it. Or you could use a strong attack, give the enemy a massive whack, but it doesn't faint, giving it a chance to take out your Pokemon as it may have more moves. You have to be more careful, more so when fighting Alpha Pokemon. Alpha Pokemon are Pokemon that are bigger and tougher than other Pokemon of the same species. For an example, an Alpha Bidoof will hit much harder than a normal Bidoof. Battling them and catching them is more of a challenge. When you do catch them, they keep their size but aren't as tough as they were in the wild, though they do have slightly increased EV stats to regular Pokemon. While it's a little disappointing they aren't total beasts when caught, having a giant Pokemon on the team is great, more so if it's a cute one, like Eevee. Alphas aren't the toughest Pokemon in the game though, that title belongs to the noble Pokemon. These Pokemon are the bosses of the game and are tough. To fight them you throw bombs at them, which lowers their health meter. At certain points you will be able to battle them with your Pokemon. If you do this and win each battle, then the Pokemon will become stunned and you have more time to throw bombs at them. The fights are generally good fun and are a nice addition to the game.
Well, that worked out. Oh well, I win. Bastard. I want to win. I wanted to catch the fucker. Hey, I got a Mantine. Nice. No, stop licking your lips. You're not having my sandwich, dog. Smash.
The game is set when Pokeballs first become invented, so they are made from apricorns and various other ingredients. I mention it as this game has crafting. Crafting is nice and simple and you can do it when out exploring. The only downside to doing it when exploring is you can only use materials you have in your satchel. If you craft something at the designated crafting tables, at the camps, or in your home, you can craft things using the items that are in your storage chest. Crafting is a nice way of keeping your Pokeballs up. All you need to do is just throw one of your Pokemon at a tree to get various fruits. But you won't just get apricorns for making Pokeballs. You'll get other fruit that can be used to field wild Pokemon, making them easier to catch. Well, sometimes. There's also ores that give you other items to make better balls and various herbs and plants which can be used to make other items, including revives. Game is the most focused on completing the Pokédex than any other Pokemon game before it. In this, you are in fact compiling the very first Pokédex. For starters, you need to catch every Pokemon to get the full ending of the game, but it's not just that. You don't just catch a Pokemon and get the Pokédex entry completed. No, in this you catch a Pokemon and then you see exactly what requirements are needed to complete that species Pokédex entry. For example, you need to get the entry to level 10, and to get it there, you may catch several of the same Pokemon whilst also seeing it use a specific move or catching them without being spotted. There are various requirements and it's a nice change than simply bagging your first Pikachu and knowing everything about it. Now there are some issues with the game. As I previously said, I think the removal of double and triple battles is odd. Not necessarily bad, but odd and makes the wild fights more difficult. Same with the abilities and weather, it's an odd decision. The biggest issue for me though is the technical aspects of the game. It runs fine, better than Sword and Shield, but while the art direction is nice, the pop-in for the trees, Pokemon, items, mountains, most things is shockingly bad. You would think that one of, if not the biggest money makers on the planet, could put more money to invest in more employees to help out on the technical side. Seeing all these things pop in at a fairly close distance to the player is really poor. Saying that, I really enjoyed the game. I am disappointed with how the technical side is lacking, whether that's due to money not being poured into the project, so more staff and time can be afforded, or other reasons, I do not know. But they are moving in the right direction with how the game plays, and I hope the next generation of Pokemon will build on this game's successes. I am going to award this 8 Pugsleys out of 10.